David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I just finished volume 1 of the 12-volume series, Arnold Toynbee, A Study of History, and I'm in way over my head. I have no fucking idea what's going on. It was 500 pages, and that was the shortest of the 12. And it was just so fucking dense and thick. I loved it. I loved the whole thing. So many places I was completely lost. I'm like, what the fuck is in Minoan? Turns out it's a civilization back in the day from Crete, around the Greece area. That's about it though. That's about me tapped out with knowledge. Oh, I read it as well, and I'm like, I can't wait to do a potty on this. And I'm like, literally, this is too boring to even bring up. What am I going to do? List the names of the civilizations, the 21 civilizations? I could. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I won't, but I should, but I won't, just to save you from it. There will be stuff coming about history and the civilizations and all this sort of stuff, but I'm barely grasping what's going on. There's a little bit of technical language that I just have to reread. I have to go over it and over it because a lot of it is just going over my head. And there's a lot of geography like the Euphrates and the Tigris and all this sort of shit, and I don't even know where the fuck they are. That's how off the fucking map I am. I know where they are now. They run through like Iraq. I had to look that up though. That wasn't just like knowledge I had offhand. I had to Google it. And then I also had to do some YouTubing because I wanted a picture in my head of where the fuck these places are. So I ended up fucking just typing in fucking Tigris, however you pronounce it, Tigris, which is one of the rivers around which the fucking Sumerian civilization burst forthwith. Fuck, there's some language in this as well. Anyway, I typed it in and then I get to this fucking YouTube video, Encounters on the Tigris. It's all in Arabic. There's like 220 views. And I end up watching like fucking a 3-part mini series that looked like it was just filmed off a phone. And I find out that Turkey has dammed up like the Tigris and the Euphrates way up fucking stream. And now these places in Iraq are drying out, and these old fucking communities are fucking like, they're drying out. They can't fucking fish the river anymore because it's like running at 20% because Turkey's doing all the shit upstream. And then also what's happening because the water's not flowing strong enough is the water from the ocean is seeping down the river now, so it's salinating the river and cunts are starving and fish are dying and it's fucking crazy. So in the middle of reading all this shit, I'm getting like a modern history lesson as well. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just too much for me to take. It is. I haven't really figured anything out. I have come to one conclusion. And that is, if you don't know anything about history, you're fucked. You're really fucked. You are so pliable and susceptible to propaganda if you are detached from the past. And I think that's the main reason they do it. I think that's why they cut you off. And it's not good enough just to watch a fucking hour or 2 hour fucking YouTube documentary. It's a good starting place. I listened to this fucking 8-part, 8 hour, or it was longer than that, history series on YouTube about the fucking French Revolution because I went to this old bookstore the other day and I bought a couple of old books about the French Revolution. 1837 they were written. It was like $50. That's another great thing about living around here is every cunt's a smart cunt. So you go to the bookstores and it's just like old original texts. It's not too expensive. Like the books I bought about the French Revolution, they'd be like fucking $200 or $300 in Australia. It was $50 for two of them. Thomas Carlyle, The French Revolution. It's like a famous fucking series. Like Martin Luther King fucking read it. All these cunts read it. I think JFK also mentions it. Anyway, I did that because I was reading it and I'm like, I don't know any of the names. I don't know any of the context. Let me get a real basic understanding before I fucking dive into the text. And that was a good idea, actually. And the French Revolution's another one they don't talk about that much. They just say, yeah, there was a French Revolution. You don't know much about it. And the reason you don't know much about it is because the French overthrew the monarchy, but not only overthrew the monarchy, literally chopped their head off with a guillotine in the middle of Paris. Every single elite there was, every single elite they could find. Anyone who had like more than $10, they just fucking chopped their head off. So obviously no one in charge wants you to know about that. Also, that got out of control. Once you start chopping off heads, it always gets out of control. Trust me on this one. I've been there. I know all about it. As soon as you start chopping off heads, you cross a line and then shit gets blurry and heads coming off left, right, and center. So once they were done with the elites, the French were just chopping any cunt's head off. And then what happened, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but after the revolutionaries chopped everyone's heads off, there was a huge civil war, or it was all part of the civil war. And then Napoleon came in and sort of galvanized them all together. And under this like French nationalistic fervor, like we're the French, the only people who could have done this revolution are the French. Now let's go out there and fucking show the rest of the world how to do it. Let's bring the revolution to them. And so Napoleon galvanized the French and then just started invading places. So yeah, you're not going to hear a lot about the French Revolution other than it happened. Anyway, reading the first volume of Toynbee's history book has confirmed what I had long suspected, and that is you aren't taught history because if you know anything about history, you're less pliable, you're less easily manipulated, you're less malleable, you're less susceptible to the lies that they're telling you. If you only remember like 10 years ago when they say something, you only have a very small point of reference. And soon enough, because no one fucking knows anything about history, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. Maybe people do know about history and I'm just ignorant. But at some point, unless you go back to these really old sources, which I'm trying to do, these old books, then it's the narrative creators took control of the history books a long time ago. So even if you do go back, your reference points are also manipulated. So yeah, it's a jungle out there, kids. I don't know if I've learnt anything. Most of the time I'm like, oh, is that what happened? Is that what that country is? Is that how it was created? Like there was a 30-page off section, an annex at the back of the book about Shia and Sunni Muslims in Iran and how that all went down, which is like the equivalent of the schism in the Catholic Church, in the Christianity between like Roman Catholicism and Orthodox. It's very interesting stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to fucking bore you with it. that'll do for tonight, and I'll see you later.